Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa and you are watching the Exploring Oracle, or the Exploracle for short. So if you're new here, what I usually do is I just show you a deck from my personal collection and I show you all of the cards, talk about the card stock, how it shuffles, and all of those things. I have timestamps down below in case you're just interested in a particular part. Feel free to jump to that section. Okay, so today we'll be taking a look at an indie Oracle deck called the Love Oracle of Eden. So this is published by Abusua Pa. They also published the Tazama African Tarot, if you are familiar, and it comes in this green pouch. This deck has really production value wise, it looks stunning. So it comes in this box that opens up this way, and taking a look at, just look at the details in this box. It's really beautiful. Let's take a look at what's at the back first. Love Oracle of Eden is an oracle deck that encourages us to focus on love with a capital L. Love for our partners, romantic interests, family, friends, ourselves, and other loved ones. A deck that encourages to seek ultimate harmony, meaning, and joy. Also to create a life of love, intention, and balance in one's relationships with others and themselves. Is it just me, or is the font a little bit difficult to read? The art by A.J. Hamilton, also known as the Togfather, is inspired by classical art but reinvented for a more diverse and modern day composition. Each card has its unique value depicted in narratives of religion, mythology, history, and art. A beautiful collection of sensual, elegant, divine feminine, and masculine visual poetry. The publisher of this beautiful oracle deck is Abusua Pa. The words stand for good family or family unity in Fante, a language spoken in various regions in Ghana. Abusua Pa is a brand that will go forth making beautiful things representing people of color and LGBTQ community, emphasizing our family unity by focusing on diversity in art and spirituality. Now, I have been taking a look at this deck, or I've had this on my wish list for a while, but what was really stopping me was the high price point. This was initially being sold for around $69.99 USD. And for someone who lives in Asia, that is quite a pricey deck, or an investment for something, an oracle deck that focuses on, let's say, just one topic. And because it's called Love Oracle of Eden. But I was just absolutely drawn to the art, and later on you'll see why. That when there was a little bit of a discount on Amazon, I jumped at the chance to get it. Now, for some reason, this, at the time of filming in February, this is now listed as $59.99 in Amazon and Abusua Pa's website. But it was really initially at $69.99. Now, it's a good thing that it is more affordable, or slightly more affordable now compared to when I got this in December 2023. But, I also kind of feel a little bit, if I just waited a month, I would have gotten it a bit, or at least $10 cheaper. But aside from all that, I also want to talk a little bit about the production value of this deck. Again, it is stunning because of how this box is set up, and it also comes with a pouch. But honestly, I could go without this pouch if it would mean bringing down the cost a little bit more. And this one, even though it's really stunning, it's still not my favorite, and it's really just because of how I use my cards. I saw it on the shelf, yes, but it's not really there for display, and I'm really just more interested in getting the cards out quickly and being able to use them when I need them. And let's take a look at the inside. So it is lined in felt, very sturdy. The craftsmanship, the quality is really good. Just that personally, it's something I don't necessarily need. It is lovely though. So it also has this extra card that shows symbols on the box design here. So what the tulip means, the blue iris, the golden wings, and the star. So feel free to pause if you want to take a closer look at that. So I keep it at the bottom. Oops, let's put it to the side. And it comes with this guidebook. It is hardbound. And basically it just contains the meanings of the cards. So some messages, and then already it goes into the card, the meaning of the card, and like an affirmation or quote at the bottom. Okay, so the guidebook is okay. You can get your own meanings just from the keywords on the cards, and you can get some additional prompts or inspiration from the messages here. It's not exactly my style of writing per se. That's always a difficult thing for me to explain. But I think personally, I just really prefer more straight to the point messages. But later on, we'll read from the guidebook, and of course, it is entirely subjective, whether you like the writing on the guidebook or not, which is why I do this flip throughs, and I include how the guidebook reads, because it might be something that you would be interested to know, how the author writes and the voice or the tone of the guidebook. Anyway, enough about that. Let's take a look at the cards. So these are the backs. They are reversible. Yeah. And now the cardstock, the back feels like a matte with a slight rose petal finish. And I say slight because it's not completely rose petal, if that makes sense. But the fronts are glossy. So it's like a mixed feeling. So it feels a little bit rose petally at the back, and then it's quite glossy at the front. And you do have this embossed detail on the fronts of the cards. Now it is gilded in this, or edged in this beautiful, I'm not sure if you're picking up the color. It's actually quite similar to my background. Like a mauve, is it? Oh gosh, I'm bad at colors. but yeah, it's really lovely and unique. I don't see this color. I haven't seen, or I don't have anything in that color for edging. The cards do snap back quite well. Really good quality. I have no issues with the cards here. Card size, they are a little bit bigger than standard tarot size. So slightly taller and definitely wider. Okay, so let's zoom in. All right. So the art on this deck are actually photographs. So these are models, and they were posed. I don't know what the right term is, but basically these are models, and they are absolutely stunning. I mean, I have no other words for this. The models themselves, the composition of the cards, or of the art on these cards, it's just so beautiful to me. Like, one of the most beautiful decks I think that I own because of the art, and these are real people. I do love the diversity on this deck, because they're not all thin, the usual concept of a model. So later on you'll see, I find this deck so absolutely beautiful, and I think it's extra special because there's so much beauty in this deck, but it's very diverse, and it's not traditional standards of beauty. And I love the keywords. I just I'm running out of words. Yeah, I just was blown away. You know, when I saw the art, I wasn't really sure I was willing to spend um, that much on an oracle deck. And I was thinking, it's just about love. I don't really do a lot of love readings because I just mostly read for myself. But the more I looked at it and the more I looked at the keywords, I do notice that it's not just, for romantic love, or actually it's quite a well balanced oracle deck that you can use not just for love readings. Card of the day, journal prompt. I think it has that diversity. You can use it as with any oracle deck. And there's just the art. There's really just something about the photographs, I call it photographs, the art on this deck that I find absolutely beautiful. The keywords are also quite unique. Ever divinity, joy. I love this card. And see, so they do feature people of color, different shapes, bodies, different ages. It's just really well done. Empathy, guidance, passion. There's something really powerful about a deck like this, I think, because it makes you, because it expands your idea of beauty, your idea of love, just with the keywords, just with the imagery. And I really like that. Consistency. Really, really powerful keyword. Patience. Serenity. Tenderness. I mean, look at this. Don't you feel the tenderness in this image? Him being all in armor, and I guess getting ready for battle, maybe, and then just holding a child. That just speaks a lot. Protect, wisdom, uplift. So you can, as how I usually use this, sometimes it's my central theme of my reading, and then I just pull tarot cards beside it. And yeah, it's not just for love readings as what I initially thought. Faith. I'm not sure if it's focusing well. Heal. Altruism. Reflect. Gorgeous, gorgeous cards. Openness. It also feels really spiritual. If I personally don't, how do I say it? It's not a spiritual. Reading cards is not exactly like a spiritual practice for me, but I can see how these cards can aid or can be used, if you're if you do more spiritual type readings, because how it's organized, it feels like these are divine beings, not people. Unity. Surrender. Wow. Forgiveness. I'm just blown away by this, by the art on this deck. And even though I don't personally like that it's glossy, I've come to appreciate it because I love the art so much. Explore. Feels like the Fool to me. Presence. nurture, and sensuality. Okay, zooming out a little, let's see how this shuffles. So since these are slightly larger cards, I do have to stretch my fingers to get my hands around it. But I can shuffle it. I can riffle shuffle it. I'm not getting the last one. Yeah, so I can also bridge it. So I think because it's part glossy, part rose petal. Oh my gosh, the shuffling is not so difficult. But as you can see, if it slips, you can bend your cards. So do be careful, more careful than me when you shuffle. It's really because I have to stretch so much because these are bigger cards and I do have smaller hands. So yeah, I don't think I damaged them really. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I did have I panicked quite a bit there. The overhand though, it still kind of sticks for me, or clumps. As you can see, you know, these are, oh, it's not going. These are still clumping. I don't know if it will loosen up more over time. But for me, you know, even glossy cardstock does clump. So maybe I just need to use it a little bit more. But I don't normally get jumpers from this deck. So what I usually do is I either cut it, fan it out and pick a card. But in this case, we will be reading from the guidebook for the card Evolve. Okay, so in the guidebook it says evolve, to encourage the constant progression in oneself, others, and in relationships, to adapt, grow, and strive for better, to accept and adapt to the changing of others and oneself. A being emerges from a chrysalis, not as a new being, but an evolved and more beautiful form of their former self. Their wings provide a new strength and sense of freedom. The chrysalis itself is a reminder of the past and the experiences that have helped shape the new growth. Life is a continuous cycle of new beginnings, each one expanding upon the last. When you start to feel the squeeze, that's the call to go inward and begin the metamorphosis process. During this sacred pause, you'll evolve into the version of yourself that is capable of carrying you through the next leg of your journey, or to the beginning of an entirely new path. Though this process may be uncomfortable, rest assured that when you emerge, all aspects of your life will have undergone a beautiful transformation. Be understanding of others' metamorphosis process, as no one is meant to remain unchanged. And it has like an affirmation. It says, I allow myself and others to evolve into the best versions of ourselves. I do think that this deck is more than just, or can be used for more than just love readings. It's a well-balanced, well thought of oracle deck, and really I love the art. And I keep saying that for the decks that I'm drawn to, but it is primarily because I am drawn to decks that are, or because of their art, and that is usually my first criteria of whether I'm going to use it or to get a deck or not. And in this case, I was just really called to this deck, and yeah, I'm glad that it's slightly more affordable now. It is still a bit pricey at $59.99. I will, as always, I will be linking where I got this deck from, and also the website of Abusua Pa, the publishing house, or the Tazama African, of the publishing house of the Tazama African Tarot, which is another deck that they published. And I'm actually looking forward to more decks by this publisher. It's just that I would prefer, or if it were a choice, to have a deck that would be slightly more affordable without the extra pouch, without the really intricate box and all that. I would still choose that over the production that was made for this deck. But that's just me, And I know a lot of people love the box. I guess I'm just not, it's beautiful, but it's just not something that I personally care about. So, for lack of a better term. So that has been the flip through of the Love Oracle of Eden by Abusua Pa. I hope you find this video helpful. Don't forget to click on the like button and do consider subscribing to my channel. See you again next time. Bye!